So you're thinking about coming out here to Northwest Florida and coming out here to live and trying to determine exactly where you want to go. Well, in this video, we're going to show you where not to go and why. So in this one, we're going to go over the worst cities to live in Northwest Florida, in particular here on the Emerald Coast. So stick around. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group right here in the beautiful Emerald Coast. That's right, the Destin-Fort, Walton Beach area. If this is your first time to our channel, we do tons and tons of videos about everything you need to know about our area. Now, as a military veteran of 14 years and now a military spouse, I've moved so many places. And every time I move somewhere, there was always such a lack of information of where to move to and what to anticipate. That's why we created this channel for you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click that little bell so you're notified every single time we got a new video coming out. Honestly, we get tons of phone calls, emails, and texts from people that are moving to this area, got some questions, need some help, and well, we absolutely love it. So if you are moving here, got some questions, need some help, give us a call, text, email, heck, shoot us that little paper airplane, whatever you gotta do. We got your back when moving here to the Destin-Fort, Walton Beach area here on Northwest Florida. All right, let's first talk about where the Emerald Coast is, since this is the area we're honing in on. Basically, if you go to the panhandle of Florida and take a look at Pensacola all the way down to about Panama City Beach area, that's what we collectively call the Emerald Coast. What is this area known for? Well, if you haven't already taken a look, it's because of our beautiful beaches. If you go on vacation from this area, you're like, man, these beaches aren't that great. Yeah, some of the best ones in the world. And of course, the emerald colored waters, it actually does look that way out here. You also have a really relaxed atmosphere, a good mix of vacationers, business owners. You have the big military presence that's out here as well. That's all mixed into this really nice, relaxed culture. Of course, it's got some of the best fishing and boating in the world in our area. Just a great community, great people, as I mentioned before. And we're also known for, well, the Florida Man. If you haven't looked up what the Florida Man is, you definitely should check that out. But we're not all like that. And the reason that that even exists is because everything, when people go into, go ahead and get arrested and there's a report, it all is public. So that's why we have that, but definitely check that out. It's pretty funny. All right, so cities. Well, we got the good, we got the bad, and I'm just not going to name out the top 4 or 5 cities in this case and tell you that they're bad. I'm going to go why they're bad. So the ones I'm going to go over are just the worst place for traffic. We're going to talk about the worst city for overpriced homes. We're going to talk about the worst cost of living, the worst beach with water access or beach town with water access, and the worst infrastructure just all around this entire area. Okay, so let's get into it. What's number 1 on our list? The worst for traffic is Miramar Beach. If you haven't been out to Miramar Beach, beautiful, beautiful area. It's one of the more affluent areas that we do have. And good access to beaches, things of that nature. But there's just so much construction. I feel like they've been doing construction on Highway 98 for 2 decades. I have no idea what's going on. There's always cones out there. They're always doing something. And there's really no other way to get from Miramar Beach to Destin, where all these popular places are, besides going through there. They're trying to build this out to a 6-lane highway. They're getting closer, but it's just the construction is just so terrible that it just cannot meet the demand for the people that are going in there. It's terrible. So you can try to go through side streets, but as soon as you do, you're going to run into gated areas where you can't get through. There's no through fare. Even as a local, I'm just like screw it. I gotta just sit there in traffic and just deal with it and put it into the time when I'm going somewhere. But they do have wonderful restaurants, awesome shopping. Sitting in traffic is typically worth the wait. You just have to mentally prepare yourself to deal with that. So that's number one. Number two, the worst for overpriced homes. Can you guess? Well, if you guess Niceville, you're correct. We've always had this joke for the last decade or so of what it's like to have housing out in Niceville, and people would comment very nicely that people really like their homes in that area. Why? That's a really nice way of saying that it's super overpriced. But supply and demand, I guess it is what it is. What are those prices for this area? Well, a single family home, let's just use that metric. Here in the making of this video, which is mid 2022, your median home price is about $440,000. That's a high all the way up to 1.9 million and a low of about 90,000, which probably was a shack somewhere. The reason that people love this area is for a lot of different reasons. Like, they've got the best school system in the area, hands down, for the high school. Niceville High School is rated 61st in the state. Nobody even in this area comes close to that rating, which is why there's such a high demand for family to go into this area. It is kind of an older, affluent community as well. Well, mostly. You see a lot of different communities that have been popping up and taking down older homes and putting some new ones up there. It kind of adds to the Emerald Coast's kind of eclectic nature of how everything was kind of built out. Depending on how new those areas are in construction, you may find something it's in a really established community, say like Navarre, or you might go to Fort Walton Beach, where you have a $2 million sitting on the water across the street from a $400,000 home and about 6 blocks away from a trailer park. It's just how it was. Nobody put any zoning in here. So we do see a little of that in Niceville, but overall people absolutely love it. We have many videos on why this is such a popular place. So check them out. Shameless plug. All right. Number three, which is the worst cost of living on the Emerald Coast? And if you guessed Alice Beach, you are 100% correct. I looked up these stats and I just was blown away. Now, I've been down to Alice Beach a few times, actually did some staycations, as we call it for those that live here, and absolutely gorgeous, and things are expensive there. I didn't think it was this expensive. So let me describe it. So everybody's cost of living is based off of this scale, and when the scale goes to 100, the 100 is the average across the entire United States, or the continental United States. So to judge where it is based on the average, they give you a number. In this case, Alice Beach was 195.2, which statistically means that it's 95.2% above the national average for their cost of living. That's everything. That's housing, groceries, all that stuff. Absolutely crazy. The housing is a staggering 404.5, which means it's 304.5% above the national average. But if you've seen some of these homes, you can probably tell why. It is one of the most affluent areas in Northwest Florida. Alice Beach is. It's an absolute beautiful area, beautiful beaches. If you can afford to live there, totally worth it. All right, number four, the worst beach town with water access. So what I'm talking about is that it has to be close enough to the beach and have some sort of water access, or have most of the properties on water access. The worst beach town by far is Mary Esther, because it really doesn't have any access to the water, with one exception, which is the hidden gem, which is Misty Water Lane. And that's where you can kind of go through what looks like somebody else's private neighborhood, and it's a boat launch area. But that's really it. I think there's one other. If you know what that is, go ahead and put it in the comments below, because I just, for the life of me, couldn't remember what that was. But that's pretty much all that you have. Now, there are closer access points, especially at Hurlburt Field does have one, but you have to have base access to get on there. But that's pretty much it. The good news about this area, the reason that people like it so much, is it has great access to Hurlburt Field because it's right there. There are lower housing costs, and you're really right between Navarre Beach and Fort Walton Beach and close to Destin. You've got that quick access to both areas, and a reason why people really enjoy this area. Number 5, the worst infrastructure for the amount of people that live there. So we're talking per capita, the worst infrastructure that's there. And it's very easy if you live here to say Crestview. Crestview has absolutely the worst infrastructure for the amount of people that are there. Why? They just didn't set up for it. If you've gone up north to get there from, say, Eglin Air Force Base at any time in the late afternoon, Monday through Friday, you get to see a lot of it because you're going to sit in traffic forever, especially if you have to get up to North Crestview or anywhere north of I-10. Absolutely debilitating. But they are building it out thanks to Duke Field and more people coming in from the Army 7th Group. They've recognized this and started to build out the infrastructure a little bit more. I don't know how long it's going to take, but they are actually building out more housing. There's a lot of housing development. They're actually building out the Crestview Commons, which is going to be another kind of shopping center to support the people that are there. They're widening PJ Adams Parkway, which is one of the choke points, if you will, for most people that are traveling up there back and forth. And it's really, Crestview is great because it has good access to I-10. So if you need to get down to Pensacola real quick or head out to Tallahassee, it's really nice. They call it the hub city because it was like the hub of all sort of transportation out here in Northwest Florida back in the day. So it actually is growing, but it's just doesn't have the infrastructure to support the people that want to live there. So that's what I have for you for the 5 worst areas and why they're the worst areas here in Northwest Florida. If you have any questions or comments about what I had mentioned here, please leave it in the comments below. Please keep it positive. All right. If there's anything I missed, please, I love hearing from you guys. Leave me a comment here below. And if you are moving to this area, got some questions, need some help, please reach out to myself and my team here. Give us a call, text, email, find us on social media. Whatever you got to do, we got your back when moving here to our area. But again, I'm Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with eXp Realty. We'll see you in our next video. Take care.